अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू। क्या हाल है जनाब?
बिल्कुल खैर खैरियत से अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। आप सुनाइए क्या हो रहा है?
बड़ा शुक्र है, सब करम है आपका।
ओके।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू। कैसे का भाई?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, आप सुनाए ठीक हैं?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। Just give me a quick second.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
वालेकुम सलाम व रहमतुल्लाह। Can you guys see my screen? Can you see the camera?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, inshallah. We'll give a few minutes and then we'll start.
Okay.
So, how are we feeling? How is the COVID treating everyone? Are we getting used to this lifestyle?
I think it's enough now. It's more than used to. It's
Yeah.
kind of a saturated situation. So we are hoping for vaccine to get out of this kind of constrained environment.
Yeah, it's a corona fatigue now. It's too much.
Definitely.
It's almost a year. We started working from home on March 12th. So 11 months.
You're absolutely right. And it looks like things are not going to go normal anytime soon, unfortunately.
At least 6 months.
Yeah, another 6 months.
Maybe end of the year, we have to be on the safe side.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? I'm gaining weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another story because I used to, alhamdulillah, use regular gym
Yeah.
before this COVID. And now it's a scary idea to go to the gym.
It is.
Because of that, obviously staying home, eating all kind of food and not having any activity and don't feel like doing anything. So you can imagine I've lost all the gains.
It's even you're going to work, you're taking some steps.
Oh,
like my
yes.
at work were around 4,000 or 5,000 just and then you add on for evening walk. But now the total day steps are 200 steps.
Yeah, you're right.
To study room or study room to kitchen, those are the kind of a living room. That's the travel.
Yes. Now I make sure that I push myself to go out for a walk.
Yeah.
But right now the weather is not even.
Weather is good.
Yeah. So.
Weekend was good, but
alhamdulillah, weekend was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a low attendance today, by the way. So inshallah, we're gonna start and then maybe we'll come back to this. We'll chit chat a little bit later. Okay, guys. So today, nahmadu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Are you guys able to hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to talk about is that like a disclaimer, I was just thinking about myself and I said that, mashallah, we've been doing this for almost a year now. So sometimes I get the people, there are some people who are watching the videos, I guess, other than us. So I just want to do the disclaimer again that, alhamdulillah, this idea was to spread the word of Arabic so that make it easy for people. And also at the same time to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So basically what I'm trying to say is that please don't forget that I myself is a student. I'm not an expert yet. So the chances are that sometime I could make a mistake and I do make mistakes. Then I try to correct it by studying it more and then try to come up with that. So always give me the benefit of the doubt that I'm not a scholar, and I'm learning as I go, and I'm just trying to just share that knowledge with you. Yeah. Okay. So the Arabic class in Burnaby, which finished a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. Alhamdulillah, it was a success. It was very successful. So on February 27th, I'm starting the new class, which is basically the basic Arabic. The one we have been studying from last year or so. So if anyone thinks that they need to go back and review, or they need to go back and learn the basics again, so 27th is the time when we are going to do it. It's going to be online, Saturday, 1 to 3, once a week. Okay, so the registration information will be available shortly. If any one of you or your family member, any friend of yours, if you feel like reviewing this subject, inshallah, then this is the class for us. Anybody interested?
So it's a revision again, the starting from the what you finished 2 weeks ago.
No. That class, remember, when some of you were in the class with me when we used to go physically to the school.
Yeah.
The very first course was the Hua Hum thing. Remember Hua Hum?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the basic course, right? After that, that is an icebreaker. So basically, after that, people think, they feel that, you know, it's not a rocket science. I can learn Arabic. So after that, we started the real Arabic. You know, I call it, let's say, the real grammar. The one you guys took with me almost this year. So you will know noun again, and all the depth of noun, and then harf, and then basically the verbs. Exactly the same journey we did all this time, right? Is that clear?
Okay.
Right? So you're not going to learn those. You are basically starting from learning proper grammar, but from day one again, which we have done it already. But since most of us feel that we did not do the review, or we did not keep up with the material, maybe you have forgotten, or you are still not very 100% on this. So this will be a good refresher class if you want to take it. And just letting you know, and if you are not personally ready to redo the whole class, because mashallah, you are an advanced level, maybe somebody related to you, your family member, it's a good opportunity for them to start the journey. Then we will have hopefully 7 to 8 sessions before Ramadan. Okay, and then we'll resume after Ramadan. And another thing I should tell you, that mashallah, the Richmond Masjid is ready. Right? Masjid is ready. So after Ramadan, hopefully if things go back to a little bit normal, we can also have the class there. I'm already booking the spot so that when things are started to happen, then we can go to the new room where all the TVs and all the fancy stuff is. So what do you think?
Okay, my daughters may be gonna join. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. So, you know, try to pass on the message to them. Okay. So as promised, I wanted to continue with Jumla Ismiya, but last time the Jumla Shartiya came in the picture. So I said Thursday I will go over it. So today, inshallah, I want to talk about it a little bit. And let me start with something I already written down, and let me know if you have any questions? Okay. This is a new subject for me. I don't have a detailed grasp of the concept yet, but I have picked up some basic information, and inshallah, this will be good information and we can start from here. So what is the Jumla Shartiya? Jumla Shartiya is a kind of a Jumla, like it's a kind of a sentence and it has a condition in it. Conditional sentence. So far that is visible from the even the name, right? Right?
Yeah.
So Jumla Shartiya has some hurufs and asma, which are the harf of shart, haruf of shart. For example, last time we looked at iza. Okay, there is one called man, and there is also one called ma, and there is one called inna. So the Jumla Shartiya starts with one of these huruf or asma. Then it has two parts. The first part is known as shart, and the second part is known as jawab shart ya jaza. Are you guys muted or something? Because I'll appreciate if I can get some feedback. Some nod, some yes, some something like that.
I was muted. I can talk now.
Okay. All right. So Jumla Shartiya has two parts: shart, jawab shart, ya jaza, and we went over that last time. One rule to remember, that shart will always be a Jumla Failiya. What is shart going to be?
Failure. Jumla failure.
Failiya. Jawab shart or jaza, it could be a Jumla Failiya or it could be a Jumla Ismiya. Any questions on that part?
No, that's okay.
Okay, good. So we know that that a Jumla Shartiya is a kind of Jumla, but in fact it is either a Jumla Failiya or Jumla Ismiya, because really in Arabic we are dealing with two kind of Jumlas. Either it's a Jumla Failiya or Jumla Ismiya. Okay. So now what could be the different combinations? If there is a Jumla and Jumla Shartiya, shart will always be Jumla Failiya. So Failiya is because from the file or the fail, and fail is how many kind?
Two.
Mudare and Madi, right?
Yeah.
If the Jawab Shart is Jumla Failiya, and not talking about Jumla Ismiya, then there are four possible combinations, that the Jumla Shart will be Mudare and the Jawab Shart will be Mudare. Is that making sense? That the Jumla Failiya of the kind Mudare and Jumla Failiya answer or Jawab will be also Mudare. The second combination could be that both of them are Madi. Okay. Third combination is that Jumla Failiya could be Mudare, the Jumla Shartiya or Shart, and Jawab Shart could be Madi. And then fourth is Madi, Mudare. So it's just a matrix. So we know that that these are the four possible combinations.
So it means any combination, because this makes all
Yes,
possible
it makes all combination, like Mudare, Mudare, Madi, Madi, Mudare, Madi, Madi, Mudare. Yeah?
Yeah, all possible combinations.
Why did you
All
just say?
possible combinations.
Why did you say that the Jumla Shartiya is always starts? It's a failure Jumla.
Yeah, so shart cannot be a Jumla Ismiya. That's the rule.
Oh,
The
it's
shart,
sorry, got it.
yeah, shart will always be a Jumla Failiya, but under the category of Jumla Failiya, obviously there are only two kind of verbs, Mudare or Madi, right? So these
Got
are
it.
the four possible combinations. Okay. Now another rule, if
Assalamu
Walaikum Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry I'm late.
How are you, bro?
Alhamdulillah, I'm so sorry I'm late.
No worries, no worries. You're not too late. We just started. Okay. So we're saying that just for your benefit, inshallah, let's quickly review that Jumla Shartiya is a kind of a conditional sentence. It has two parts. The first part is known as Shart, and the second part is known as Jawab-e-Shart or Jaza. And these kind of sentences comes because of some huruf or asma. For example, last time we looked at Iza. Iza is a ism, so it is because of that it become a shart. And man, ma, and in. We will see some examples now. Shart will always be a jumla fe'liya. Jawab-e-shart or jaza could either be jumla fe'liya or jumla ismiya. If shart and jawab-e-shart if jawab-e-shart is jumla fe'liya, then the four possible combinations are that shart could be mudare and jawab-e-shart will be mudare. Shart could be madi, jawab-e-shart will be madi. Shart could be mudare and jawab-e-shart will be madi, or madi mudare. Is that clear, Abrar?
Yes.
Okay. So need to know that when both shart and jawab-e-shart is mudare, which is case number one, then they will both be akhaf or majzoom. And now for that, you have to go back to the comment I made last time that certain kind of words, when they come with mudare, they make it akhaf, light and lightest. Remember that comment when we made last time on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. So akhaf mean if
Right.
is the noon will be dropped, and majzoom mean that the end letter will be sukoon. Okay.
Sukoon.
Yes. So akhaf and majzoom mean that the noon will be dropped or the last letter will have a jazm on it or the sukoon on it, right? So the three modes of mudare in the Arabic language are known as mudare marfu, mudare mansoob, and mudare majzoom. What are they known as? Mudare marfu, mudare mansoob, and mudare majzoom. We already know them, we talked about it. Mudare marfu is the normal mudare. Okay. Mudare mansoob is the light version. And mudare majzoom is the lightest. Okay. So the name for light is akhaf. Actually, not akhaf, is akhaf, I think. Akhaf. And this one is majzoom. There is a jazm on it. Okay. Okay. So what happens when they are both mudare? They are both going to be akhaf and majzoom, or majzoom, not and, it's or. When they are madi, then they have no effect on the fail. Be'amal mean what? No effect.
Sorry, brother Abid. If both are mazari, you're saying both will be akhaf or both will be majzoom?
They could be either akhaf or majzoom. Their both possibilities are present
Either.
when they are mudare.
Okay. So
When
how
they're
we will know?
madi, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
How we will know it should be akhaf or
Okay,
majzoom?
we'll get to that. We will look at some
Okay.
examples. And then again, today, this lecture is also high level. We need more information, but let's just collect some rules for today's lecture and look at some examples, and then we will continue our journey in this one. When they are madi, both of them are madi, then there is no action. Be'amal mean no effect. Like they will not affect the status of the fail. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's mudare, then the effect of mudare will be akhaf.
And Biamal.
Yeah, and the madi, which is jawab-e-shart, will be be'amal, will be no action or no effect. Okay. And if it's madi in the beginning and mudare, then madi will always be no effect. But mudare now can choose between either going to make it akhaf or is going to stay no effect. These are the rules. which we need to memorize and then start to find them in the examples. Making sense?
So, Brother Abid, can you repeat the last one if it's Mazi and Muzare?
Okay. So Mazi, we know that in every time there was Mazi, it was no effect.
So, Be'amal.
Be'amal. Yeah.
And
But in
Muzare.
this combination, Mudare has the choice to either akhaf it, akhaf the action or the fail, or stay no effect. It has a choice between both.
So, in previous, we said Muzare could be Akhaf and Majzoom. Muzare,
Yes, the very
Muzare.
first one. When they are both Mudare, they are going to be either akhaf or majzoom.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we summarize this, then only Muzare is affecting in
Yes.
end case.
Yes,
And
end case, Mudare is the one which is either supposed to be akhaf or majzoom. Madi is not going to make any effect, right? And when there
That's
is a
correct.
combination of Madi and Mudare, then Mudare has the right to or the choice of either making it akhaf or stay no effect. Yeah. Okay, let's come back to this by looking at some examples. Okay. Look at these examples. In tadribni adribka. Are they both Mudare?
In Tadribni.
Tadribni
Tadribni is Mudare.
Yeah.
Okay, so harf shart is in, right? Harf
Yeah.
shart is in,
If
and
he
this
hits
is Mudare, and this is Mudare. Are we agreeing on this?
correct,
Okay, so if you hit me,
I'll hit you.
I will hit you.
My
Isn't
God.
that the meaning of this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so look at this. When you see this ka is the pronoun, right? This ka is the pronoun, right? Where is the fail stopping? At the rib, at the rib, right? So what do you see here?
Jazam. Tashdid.
Yes, so this is majzoom, right? Now this is not tashdid, this is jazam, right?
Jazam, sorry.
Right. And tadribni, again, tadrib
Yeah.
ni is
Yeah,
the pronoun and
yeah, but-
stopping here, so it is also jazam or majzoom. Got it, guys? Brother Altaf, do you see that how when they were both mudare in this category, then both of them were majzoom
Yeah.
How is Tadribni Mudare?
because of the ta.
Oh, because of the ta.
Yeah. And what person is this?
Second person.
Second person. And how do we tell second person in mudare? With the letter ta.
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 I have a Urdu check. Te means tum or tu. So
Yes,
that's
tum.
why.
Very
second
good.
person.
Yes, very good. So in tadribni adribka. If you hit me, I will hit you. Okay. Number 2. Look at this. In darabtani. Okay. This is Madi. Do you see it's a Madi?
Yeah,
Okay. So how is it Madi?
because of the dot.
Zarabatta, right?
Yeah.
Right? So you hit. Ni is a pronoun meaning me. And again, when it's a shartiya, and again, don't argue with me. I'm still looking into that. But the rule is that because it's shartiya, it is always going to be in the future. I don't find the Madi here because Madi will say if he had hit me or if he had hitten me or something like that, right? Or I don't know how to say it. Madi yoga, if you will hit me, then I will hit you. It's the same meaning. It's in mustaqbil. It's in the future.
But why Mazi again? I'm a little bit confused on the meaning.
Yeah, I myself is very confused about this.
I think in this case, if in is not there, it
Yes.
should be that because
Yes.
you hit me or something like that, I will
Yes.
hit you in the future.
Right. So that is what is mean that even the fi'l madi, when it comes in a certain, with it come with a certain letters or certain haruf in the beginning, the meaning is in the near future or mustaqbil, right? So in darabtani, but you just, the important part right now is to focus that you can recognize this is mazi and this is mazi. Zarabtuka, zarabta, and what is the other one? Zarab,
Darabat.
zarabtu.
Darabtu.
Yeah. So this is Madi and this is Madi. Yeah. Number 3, in tadribni, is it Madi or Mudari?
Muzare.
Mudare.
Darabtuka,
Mudare.
Madi.
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 Because look, this one is identical to this one.
If you hit me, but again, this the translation is very difficult. How we can
Yeah,
say that?
translation is same. If you hit me, I will hit you. Okay, so I will get back to you on this, but right now I know I myself was a little bit confused about this, because but if you think from common sense, the shart mean something will happen in the future. It hasn't yet happened. Okay.
Maybe
No,
we-
I think, Brother Abid, this is quite confusing because
Yeah.
the second is confusing and the third is even more confusing.
Yes, I understand. We'll come back to
If
this.
you will hit me or you are hitting me, I will hit you in the past. Now, what,
No, can't be in the past because of this. You have to take the meaning in future only.
but I think in English we use the word I would hit you if the would maybe give us a
Would
sense.
have. Is this would have?
Yeah,
No, it can't be
don't
would have.
know. Okay, I know this is this page. Let's go through it. We'll come back and discuss it. I know I have the same feelings right now.
Brother, I want to comment on this.
Yes,
In
please.
Tarabtani, these are conditional sentences.
Yes.
Like it is future perfect. Like in the Tarabtani, the first one, if you had hit me, I would have hit you. I would have. It's future perfect. So it's a
I see.
conditional sentence. It's in future,
It's a would have.
but that's
It-
why
it-
we are using mazi.
Yes, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair, sister. So this help is really helpful. Is that everybody else sees that?
Assalamu
That's
alaikum,
very
brother.
good.
I think it makes sense. It
Yeah, it
clarifies. Yeah, thank you.
Walaikum salam. Is this Sister Nusrat?
Yes.
Sister Nusrat, you
I
want to
was
say something?
yes, because it says yes, it's conditional, but it's like
Yeah.
the action is not done, then it cannot be madi. It's a future.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be it's the
So
tense
it
is
can be only Mudare then. Is that what you're
it's
saying?
only mudare. That's why I was trying to say yes, if you hit
Yeah,
me,
even though
I
it's
will hit
conditional,
you.
but it can't be in the future. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's going to be the action gonna be happen in future. It's not done in past.
I don't
Right.
know.
So Madi and this is Mudare. Okay.
Yeah.
So inshallah, we'll come back to this slide. I'll do some more homework on this and get back to you. But one thing is clear from these sentences, that this is Mudare, this is Mudare. This is Madi, this is Madi. Everybody clear on that part at least?
Yeah.
We have issues on the translation of this, but do we see that this is Mudare and this is Mudare? Any issue on that, guys?
No.
Sisters?
No.
Madi, Madi.
Yeah.
Mudare, Madi, right? And Madi, Mudare. Okay. So anytime you see a Mudare, you will see the Majzoom or Akhaf. You see that?
Zarab.
No, this is Madi, sorry. See, Darab, something like this. I forgot to put the Jazm here. But they will be either Akhaf or Majzoom.
Zarab.
Okay. All right. Inshallah,
Means
we'll come back to this page in a future lecture.
it means the sukoon only will happen something with madare, right?
Yes, Mudari will, yes, it will happen in Mudari.
Whether it
Okay.
will be light or lightest.
Yes, that is the lightest one. Yes, that's right. Okay. Now, one thing is important to know, that when there is a jumla shartiya, you will come across a fa. You know how we say faqad, fasawfa, yeah? Or this
Yeah.
letter fa comes before that. So there are lots of examples in the Quran, and jumla shartiya has been used a lot. I have some examples to share with you. So there are conditions when the fa will come. Okay, but there are three main reasons, or three main times when the fa can come. One is when fa is not jais,
Hmm?
not allowed.
Not allowed. Okay.
Okay, when fa is not allowed, so you cannot enter it because it's not allowed. That's one condition, or one of these situations. Second situation is when fa is allowed. Okay. Third condition is when fa is a must. Any questions on that?
So far, so good.
Okay. Okay. So if that is the case, before I go to the Quran, let's look at some examples here. Okay. Let's look at number one. When jaza is jumla ismiya, तो fa lana wajib hai. Fa is a must. What is the rule number one? When jaza is a jumla ismiya, then you must bring fa. Any questions on that? That's a rule. When jaza is a jumla ismiya. Now, is jaza can be what kind of jumla?
Jumla failure, ismiya, both. Both are.
Both.
So in this case, what is the specific rule? When jaza is a jumla ismiya, then fa is a must. Okay. So let's look at anfal.
Shartiya or just all jumla ismiya and fa is lazim.
Jumla ismiya.
Anfal. What is the ayah number? 19. Let's look at that.
No chicken, butter, vegetables.
Okay. Look at this one. In tastaftihu faqad ja'akumul fath. You see that? You guys see that? What is
Yes.
in? In is the harf shart, right?
Yeah.
If you ask for victory, then certainly has come to you the victory. And then look at also this one also. Wa in tantahu fa huwa khairul lakum. So here, this is not jumla ismiya. The ayah we are looking at is this one. Wa in tantahu. Is this mudare?
Yes.
Is this mudare, guys? Can I somebody help me out here, brother Altaf? I think you're muted.
This is mudare because of te is coming.
So
Yes.
in is harf shart.
Harf pe shart.
So shart is tantahu, which means if you desist, fahuwa khairul lakum. So huwa is mubtada.
Yes.
Huwa is mubtada.
Khairun is khabar.
Yeah.
And lakum is mutalik khabar.
Yeah.
So look what happened to the huwa. The fa has to be wajib. Does that make sense?
So what is exact place for father? Is it like in this
On the
case we have
jumla ismiya. What was the rule? When
before
jaza
just
jumla ismiya, then fa must be wajib.
so it means fa will be attached to the ism.
Yes.
Noun.
So in here, the Jumla Ismiya starting with huwa, right?
Huwa. Yeah. So
then
it's
the fa will go with that, because in
with-
tantahu, this is shart. Tantahu is shart. And can you see that it is akhaf? Or it's actually akhaf because noon is dropped,
yeah.
right? So it's mudare, and this is Jumla Ismiya, because shart will always be mudare, right? Shart will always be Jumla Failiya, correct?
Yeah.
Shart is always Jumla Failiya. Jawab shart could be Failiya or failure. So in this case, one of the rules for bringing with the fa is wajib is when the jaza is Jumla Ismiya, then you must bring it.
Brother Abid, if there is a scenario that instead of huwa, it is a noun which is a marifa, like a person's name.
Yeah.
Zaidun. Still, fa will appear?
I don't know on top of my head, but if we come across more examples, yes, inshallah, we will look into that. But this is one example of specifically what I'm trying to tell you. That when jaza is Jumla Ismiya, then fa will be wajib. What are the three conditions or three types of things happen when the fa is supposed to be used? One condition is that fa is not allowed. You cannot use fa. The second thing is fa is allowed. How do you use it? We haven't discussed that. We went straight to the third one, that where is it wajib? And one of the conditions for it to be wajib, that if it's a jumla shartiya, then the shart will always be jumla failiya, but jaza could be jumla failiya or ismiya. In case if the jawab shart is jumla ismiya, the fa will be used in a must fashion. Yeah, and where will be used? On the jaza part and not on the shart part. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. The second type of wajib is this. Look at this one, 331. Okay. 31. So, kul in kuntum tuhibbun Allah. Say, if you love Allah, fattabi'uni yuhbibkumullah. Does this sound like a jumla shartiya? Okay. So the second condition is when it is a jumla where the jaza has a fi'l amr in it. Do you see a fi'l amr in it? Ittabi'uni. Right? So because it is a fi'l amr, or if it's a fi'l nahi or istihfam, in that condition you must add fa to that sentence. Fa is wajib.
So when there is a fi'l amr in jaza, then fa is must.
Yes, or fi'l nahi or istihfam if there is a question mark.
When
question. So, and that kind of jumla is known as jumla inshaiya. There is a name for it. It's called jumla inshaiya. Jumla inshaiya means if there is a fi'l amr or fi'l nahi or isma'i istihfam in there. Got it?
What is isma'i istihfam?
Istihfam is the interrogative questions.
Why?
Remember kaifa, aina,
Okay.
maza. Remember we went over that one session was about.
So it's more about what, when, how, why.
Yes. How do you ask question? When, which, who, something like that. And we have that lecture altogether. So what is the second condition for having a fa wajib? When we are dealing with the jaza,
When jaza
and
is
the jumla has fi'l amr in it, fi'l nahi, or some question mark. Okay. Then the third kind is, or another sentence for this purpose is this. Mumtahina. Let me give you example of Surah Mumtahina.
So sorry, brother Abid.
See, bhai.
So in the previous example, your jaza, Jaza is Jumla failure, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
At
Jumla
first it
failure is
is
fine.
past.
Yeah, so these are the different conditions when the fa become wajib. Okay, got it? What are we learning right now? When the fa
Wajib.
is supposed to be wajib, and then it's a jumla shartiya. Okay, so look at this one, number 10. Okay, so here this one. Fa in alimtumuhunna mu'minatin fala tarji'uhunna ilal kuffar. And if you know them to be believers, then do not return them to the disbelievers. So what is the shartiya here? In harf shart is what?
In.
Alam tumuhunna, is it fail or is it failure? Alim tumuhunna?
It's failure and Mazi.
Madi. Okay, very good. Then what is tarji'uhunna?
Tarjihuhunna is fail muzare.
Right? But there is la tarji'uhunna.
So it's nahi.
Fail nahi. Right? Fail nahi. So now, am I supposed to bring the fa or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we just
Although-
talked about that the second condition is that either there is a fail amr, fail nahi, then you are supposed to bring the fa. And it is a jumla shartiya. And as you can see, the Quran is full of these kind of sentences. So next time, inshallah, when you are reading it, you may come across some of these examples. Yeah?
So question over here is these rules are good, but
Yeah.
does adding fala mean makes the change the meaning of la? So la is not. Fala, what is that? Do not.
Fala is in here, the fala is then.
Fala is then.
Yes.
Then not.
Then do
Then
not.
not.
Yeah. So because it's a conditional sentence, right? So if then I gonna, whenever there is a if, the then has to come. Right? Even in English, when you're using the if, then, else, right?
Yeah.
So this is why the fala here is translated as then do not. That's why the fa is wajib here. Okay. So I don't know if I can go back and let's see if I can go back to the last one. Okay. Mumtahina, and last one was Al Imran. Okay. Yeah. Al Imran, and it was ayah 31. Okay. So fa in kuntum tuhibbuna. So fattabi'uni, then follow me. If you don't want to use then, you can also say thus or so follow me. But right now, because of the if, the best translation is then. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Brother Altaf?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Okay, good. So then there are letters like seen and sofa. Have you seen letter like seen and sofa in Quranic verses? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example of Surah An-Nisa.
يقول yes.
Surah An-Nisa.
سوف تعلمون ثم كل سوف.
And I'll give you verse number 172. Okay.
Allah.
172 is right here. So look at this. وَمَنْ يَسْتَنْكِفْ عَنْ إِبَادَتِهِ وَيَسْتَكْبِرْ فَسَيَحْشُرُهُمْ إِلَيْهِ جَمِيعًا. So what is it? And whoever disdains from his worship and is arrogant, then he will gather them towards him altogether. So there is a letter seen here. So fa was wajib on that.
But this is not Jumla Shartiya.
It is. Remember, we said the. If I go to my camera for a second.
This condition, okay.
Look at this. look at this. In the beginning, when I said certain huruf and asma,
Man,
are
ma is.
considered shartiya. So man, ma, iza, in. Is it man?
Mhm.
Did
Yeah.
you look at the man in that condition?
Yeah.
Okay. Now again, as I said, these are the huruf which brings the meaning of shart in the sentence. Like if you look at it, there is a shart in there that if a person is staying away from his worship and he's also arrogant, isn't that a shart? Like if he has these kind of conditions in him, then we will gather him towards, all towards him altogether. So this is shartiya in a way. What else I can show you? Let me give you one more example. Let's look at number 74, verse number 74. Are you guys noting this down, by the way, so that you can look at it on your own time also?
I'm taking notes.
Okay.
That's why I'm silent sometime.
Yes, please write down the ayah number and the name of the surah so that you can also ponder on it on your own. Okay, so 72, you're looking at 72. Is it? Did I write it down properly? 74 actually. This one. Okay. Which one is it? Why? Okay, here, sofa. Okay. وَمَن يُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَيُقْتَلْ أَوْ يَغْلِبْ فَسَوْفَ نُؤْتِيهِ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. So, and whoever fights in the way of Allah and then he is killed or achieves victory, then soon we will grant him a reward great. Is that making sense?
Yes, sir.
Man is the harf shartiya and yuqatil is what? Fi'l mudari?
Fil mudari.
Jumla fi'liya, correct?
Yeah.
Fi sabilillahi. Fayuqtal aw yaghlib. Again, jumla fi'liya and mudari. For sawfa, the supposed to be sawfa, but why the fa is there? Because it's met the condition for that rule. So when there is sawfa and it is shartiya, then the fa has to be wajib. Making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's quickly do a summary again.
No.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Ya Allah.
If I can, okay. Is it better this way or can you guys see it or it's too small?
That's good. I think.
I think it's good, right? Sorry. Okay. Let me see who's there. Let's have next 10 minutes with everybody interacting with each other. Can everybody unmute themselves, please? Can everybody unmute themselves, please?
Yeah, I'm
Wash it up with cold water.
Okay, so let's just have a quick discussion about this.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, guys, the people who joined a little bit later, I'm starting an Arabic class on February 27th. It's going to be a basic Arabic grammar class, not like a shortcut, but the actual real grammar, which we have been doing from last year or so. It's going to be online starting on Saturday from 1 to 3, once a week, inshallah. 7 to 8 sessions before Ramadan, and we will resume after Ramadan, inshallah. Everybody clear on that? I'll send you the information to how to sign up for that,
Inshallah.
Okay. So there are certain kind of jumlas. For example, jumla shartiya. Jumla shartiya is starting with certain huruf and asma. For example, man is one of them. Ma is one of them. Iza is one of them. In is one of them. Because the meaning of in is if. and the iza is when, right? Man is who, ma is what. Okay, so when we have one of these haroofs, as you saw in some of the Quranic verses, the first sentence is known as shart, meaning condition, and the second sentence is the answer to condition.
Brother Abid, just an irrelevant question here.
Yeah.
So we have all these good words like when, what, who, and if. Is there any word where as well?
Yeah, aina.
Aina. That should be part of these then?
Could be. I don't have the exhaustive list, but it could be. Yeah. And I can probably look for more examples of what other words or haruf and asma are considered shartiya. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first part is shart. The second part is the answer to the condition. And shart is always going to be a jumla failure. So keep that in mind. If you haven't written it down, please, this is the time to write down these rules. The shart will always be jumla failure. Jawab shart can be either jumla failure or jumla ismiya. Okay. In case when jawab shart is jumla failure, there are 4 possible combinations. That shart could be mudare and jawab shart will be mudare as well. Shart will be madi and jawab shart will be madi. And shart will be mudare and then jawab shart will be madi. Or madi, shart will be madi and mudare will be jawab shart will be mudare. Is that clear? Sister Fazila, anybody out there? I just need to hear some voices here. Sister Madia, you guys muted yourself again.
Yes. Jazakallah.
Okay. Abrar, you got that? Okay. So in the case number 1, when it's a case number 1, like here, when the shart and jawabi shart is both mudare, then they are going to be the akhaf or majzoom. What is the meaning of that? That mudare has 3 modes. One of it is normal, one it is the light, and one is the lightest. The light mode is akhaf. The lightest mode is majzoom. So in the akhaf, noon is dropped. Okay. And majzoom, you have the jazm on the last letter. Okay. When something has a jazm is known as majzoom. When something is rafa is known as marfu. When something is nasab is known as mansoob. Got it?
Can you repeat again, brother?
Okay. Remember 3 states we have in nouns?
Yeah.
Marfu, mansoob, and majroor.
Yeah.
When we are dealing with fi'l mudare, we have 3 states as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fi'l mudare marfu, fi'l mudare mansoob, fi'l mudare majzoom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fi'l mudare or any fi'l cannot be majroor. You will not find a fi'l majroor. Only ism has majroor, not fi'l. Verb is not majroor. It has 3 statuses: mudare, marfu, mudare mansoob, or mudare majzoom. The marfu is the normal weight. It's a normal mudare. When you take mudare mansoob, it is known as akhaf. In English, we call it light. And when we put a jazm on the mudare, then it goes into the lightest state. And there is a video about that. Maybe I can send you the link for that. Okay.
So, Brother Abid, you're saying with the majzoom, with the jazm,
Yes.
does that mean the emphasis become the lightest at that point? there's less emphasis on a point. Is that correct?
Oh.
I
Because
don't know if
then,
it's for emphasis. It is basically when certain words are added to the mudare, it changes the state of it. It changes the status of it. For
yeah,
example,
but if you look at it from a Quranic perspective, I think from a Quranic perspective, jazm sometimes is a point with a dhamma. Actually, well, with a tashdid, then it becomes an emphasis point.
yeah, but here majzoom is only the sukoon part where you stop.
Oh, okay. It's good.
See, for example, here, ad the rib. Look at this. Ad the rib. Yeah.
Yes.
So the ba, you had a sukoon on it. It's not just stopped here. Okay. That is an example of mudare majzoom.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually just thinking from a Quranic perspective too.
Yeah, from tajweed and Quranic perspective, maybe what you're thinking is a different, something different, but inshallah, we will talk about that. Okay.
Brother, it means like when we are reading with the sukoon and the words are when it's light or lightest or normal, and then it goes by like how hard emphasis we are doing. Maybe like we will say the word, but lighter, that's what it means.
Okay.
No,
Well,
see, I think.
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, bro, you go ahead, please.
See, when you look at the sentences of the Quran, when emphasis points are made, there's usually a sukoon as well as a tashdid on top, and there is a lot of emphasis pointed towards those sentences from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I was just thinking, is it majzoom with a tashdid, with a jazm? But then now you just clarified because it's actually on the stop points.
Okay. Inshallah, we will review that lesson where
with the tajweed perspective, I think it goes into a different context.
Yes. So the rules of tajweed are different than the rules of the grammar. Keep that in mind. A lot of stuff in the Quran, when you read it, you will see that the tajweed rules get added, and they also look. If you don't have the good knowledge of tajweed, then you cannot identify them. All right, but they are different from the grammatical rules. Okay.
The mazzoom is the ending point, means.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Jazakallah, brother.
No problem. Okay, so what we are trying to do now, we are just trying to recover, summarize what we learned. So once we figure that out, that a jumla shartiya will be either shart and jawab shart, and it has a different combination of mudare, madi, mudare. Then we said on jumla shartiya, you will find fa. Okay? And in the Quran or in the Arabic grammar, there are three types of things where fa can happen. In a situation when fa is not allowed at all, there is a one type of situation when adding the fa is not jaiz, not allowed. Understand that? Let me write it down in Urdu. Fa not jaiz, not jaiz. Okay, not allowed. You cannot add fa. Then there are situations when fa is jaiz. Okay, you can add. But there is a third condition where fa is a must. You must add it.
For you to loud.
Okay. And we looked at this case.
Today we only looked at.
Today we only looked at this case because this case applies to our jumla shartiya. Okay. So when we looked at that, we said the following. Where is my paper? And write this down if you haven't written it down yet. Number one, when jaza, when meaning the answer of the shart is jumla ismiya, then fa wajib. Okay, for that I give you the example of Anfal, ayah number 19, and I showed it to you. So on your own time, maybe you can look at on your own time. Okay. Second condition, or actually second one was this, and this is
قل إن
third.
كنتم تحبون الله.
So the second condition is when there is jumla insha'iyya. What is jumla insha'iyya?
فاتبعوني.
When there is fi'l amr, fi'l nahi, or fi'l istihfam, which meaning interrogative
No.
proofs. Okay,
فاتبعوني.
interrogative. Sawaliya, sawal karne wale haruf. Aina, kaifa, mata, you know, those like that. So the example I gave you, Al Imran, verse number 31. Qul in kuntum tuhibbun Allah fattabi'u fi'l amr. Okay. Then I give you the example of fi'l nahi. Fa in alimtumuhunna mu'minatin
منات
fala
فلا
tarji'uhunna ila al-kuffar. जब उनको जान लो कि वो मोमिनात हैं तो कुफार के पास उनको वापस मत भेजो.
क्यों जा रहे हैं?
तरजीऊन, you do not send them back. रजा is coming, right? तुरजाऊना, आपने उनको return नहीं करना है. You're not supposed to return them if you find out that these women who came from Makkah, they escaped the Meccan people and they came to Medina, and if they are true believers, you're not supposed to send them back to the kuffar. So does it sound like a shartiya question?
Yes.
Right. So if you found out that these are believers, believing women, please do not send them back. So this is fele nahi example. So that is why the fa was wajib. You must bring the fa here. Fa is wajib. So I'm giving you the examples when the fa is wajib. So you got number 2, number 3, and then there was another one, fele jamid. I did not cover that because that would have created more confusion. So I went to number 4, which was seen, the letter seen or sofa. Okay, when you see a letter seen or sofa, it must have fa. So Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 172. Surah Yunus, I forgot to tell you about the 2 more things. There is also lan and ma nafiya. We did not cover these today. Inshallah, we can talk about that. And also forgot about this one, kad. So Nisa 80. Let me quickly show you. Nisa is it 4? Yeah, Nisa 8.
84.
Okay. No, 80, I think. I was 80.
74.
I'll tell you in a second. 80. So look at this one. May yuti ar-rasula faqad ata Allah. You see, this may is again shartiya, haruf shartiya. Yuti ar-rasula, that he who obeys the messenger, then surely he obeyed Allah. Making sense?
Yeah.
So here, because of the qad, the fa was wajib on it. It's because it is a jumla shartiya. Making sense? Okay, Yunus, Surah Yunus is 10. And the ayah number is 72. Are you guys writing this down? Please write it down. 72. Ayah number 72. And what we need to look over here is ma. فَإِن تَوَلَّيْتُمْ, if you turn away, فَمَا سَأَلْتُكُمْ مِنْ أَجْرٍ, then not I have asked you any reward. Making sense? Is it look like jumla shartiya? So what is ma? If the ma comes in jaza, and then the fa is wajib. Is that making sense, guys? Surah Yunus, ayah number 72. One last one, and then we call it a day. Number 3 and ayah number 85. And the word we are looking for, I'll show you in a second.
Fa.
No, fa is when fa is wajib. Okay.
Hmm.
So fa is wajib is number 84. 84 here. Where did he go? Is it 84? 85, sorry. 85. وَمَن يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. And whoever seeks other than Islam as religion, then never will be accepted from him, and he is in the hereafter will be from the losers. Does it sound like a jumla shartiya?
Yeah, falan. We
Right.
add
So
And-
if there is a if the
It's falan,
jaza has
falan.
lan in it, then you have to add must wajib. You have to add fa.
Yeah, falan yuqbala.
Got it? Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Abid, I think it would be good to recap this on Monday. It's a little bit more.
Yeah.
It would be good
Not
to
on
recap on this.
Monday. We do our verse. So maybe next Thursday.
Yeah, I think we should spend a little bit time. I'm sure a lot of people are a little bit confused on this.
Okay. So the one slide which we could not understand or we had questions about is this one. This one.
The bottom one.
We're gonna
This
go
one.
over this in tadribni adribka.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
We'll go over that, and then we'll try to catch up on. But I think, Alhamdulillah, we have covered a lot of information, but these are mostly rules, and rules has to be memorized. Whatever we said, we saw it in the Quran, it is true. All the examples are giving us the right answer, right? That anything I mentioned here, all these different conditions, and with the reference to the verses, all of them are to the dot. And they're all jumla shartiya. And you can see that how many jumla, how often or how frequent is jumla shartiya in Quran. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan. I think I took a little bit longer than usual, but
It was
I
awesome.
appreciate your time.
Fantastic. Jazakallah. It was great lesson.
All
Thank you,
beneficial.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, brothers.
SubhanAllah.
Jazakallah.
ونشهد لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.
Jazakallahu khairan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.